Yo, so as a beginner in GTA Online, your number one goal should be to get a Kosatka. Owning one lets you do the Cayo Perico heist, which can make you around $1.5 million in just an hour, but you are gonna need like $2.2 million first. I know that might sound like a lot, but don't worry, I got you. Cause in this video, I'll be showing you the fastest way to make $2.2 million as a level 1 in GTA Online. Alright, so as you guys can see, we just loaded into a brand new account. Bro's a level 1 and we've somehow got about $10,000. I don't know how, but shit, I'm not complaining. Anyway, before we get into making money, I need you guys to do two things first. Go ahead and bring up your phone, open up the browser app, and then go to the Dynasty 8 website. You're gonna wanna look for this property right over here. It's a completely free 2-car garage and we're gonna need it for this video, so just go ahead and buy that. And then I want you to also come over to Warstock Cash and Carry and look for the Duke of Death. This is also a free purchase and it's an armored vehicle. Definitely gonna come in handy later on, so go ahead and buy that as well. Now that you own all that, give it a few minutes and then bring up your phone once again to call up your mechanic. And then just call in your brand new Duke of Death and it's time to start making some money. Alright, so before we start making that big boy money, we need to first make some money to buy some weapons. Now for the last little money method before we move on to the main ones, we've got the Junk Energy Time Trial. You just want to look on your map for this purple bike icon and head over to it. Once you make your way over to it, just walk into the purple time trial area and press right on your D-pad to get started. And what you have to do here is make your way to the destination before time runs out. You're given an electric bicycle with the boost equipped, so just take advantage and spam that boost as much as possible, especially when you're going uphill. Trust me, it's gonna help you out a lot. Anyway, once I completed this one, I made $51,000. Definitely a really easy way to make some quick cash in GTA 5 Online right now. So after doing all that, we've got pretty much almost $100,000 to spend here. Now you want to take that money over to an ammunition on your map and buy some weapons there. I'm gonna highly recommend buying the Special Carbine, one of the best weapons in the whole game, especially later on when you turn it into its Mark II variant. But yeah, besides that, I'd also recommend getting a machine pistol, a sawed-off shotgun, and definitely some pipe bombs. I prefer sticky bombs, but you don't unlock those until you hit level 19, so for now, pipe bombs should be just fine. You should also make sure you stock up on some body armor, preferably super heavy armor, because we're gonna get into some pretty intense combat right now, so unless you want to keep on dying, I'd recommend it. And lastly, even though we already got some from the G's Cash, go to a nearby convenience store and make sure that you're stocked up on snacks. While you're doing that, don't worry about the pack of Redwoods or the Pisswasser here. That's just some ciggies and booze. You do not need that. Once that's out of the way, it's officially time to start making some real money. I want you guys to head over to this R on your map over in Sandy Shores. Once you get there, just walk into the yellow area and press right on your D-pad to get started. And these are the first dose missions. They're the storyline missions for a DLC that dropped a while back, and they're one of the best ways to make money in GTA Online for beginners. There's a whole bunch of combat in them, so just be ready to start filling up on snacks and body armor. And also, this is why I had you guys buy the Duke of Death earlier, because it's armored, so it'll do a pretty decent job at keeping you protected from all the NPCs. Now, there are 6 of these first dose missions. Obviously, you start the first one at that R I just showed you guys right now, but then once you finish that first one, you're gonna start the other 5 of them right here at this D on your map. All 6 of them are pretty straightforward, but like I said, they are pretty combat intensive, so just make sure you're taking cover and keeping track of your health. Now, each mission itself isn't gonna pay out that much initially, but once you're loaded back into free mode, you're gonna get the first time bonus. For completing the first 5 missions, you'll be rewarded $50,000, which adds up to $250,000, and then you'll also be given another $250,000 for completing the 6th and final one. All that, plus the money you make from the missions themselves, came out to a total of $608,000. Doing these missions is also gonna cut the price of starting up the Acid Lab business in half. The Acid Lab is currently one of the best businesses within all of GTA 5 Online, and it's beginner friendly. Normally, you'd have to pay $1.5 million to buy the vehicle, but once you complete those missions, you only need to pay $750,000 to convert it into the Acid Lab. And while I highly recommend investing in this business, I'm gonna recommend waiting until after you own a Kosatka. Trust me, once you own a Kosatka, you're pretty much set in this game, so you definitely want to buy that first. And then right after you complete the first dose missions, there's also the last dose missions. You're gonna start these up at that same D on your map from earlier with the first dose missions. Now, these are pretty similar to the first dose missions. It's pretty much just like an extended part of the storyline from those missions, so yeah, pretty similar. And so just like before, there's a ton of combat in these as well, so I definitely make sure to go restock on snacks and body armor before getting started with these. Anyway, for these, there's only 5 missions instead of 6, but each one is going to reward you with $100,000 after completing them for the very first time. So that combined with the little bit of money you'll get from each mission comes up to a total of $576,000. And obviously, I spent some money in between doing these missions for filling up on snacks, body armor, ammo, that sort of thing. So after doing the first and last dose missions, I have a little over $1.1 million. That is halfway to our goal of $2.2 million, so let's move on to the very next money method. Now guys, these next 3 money methods are treasure hunts within GTA Online. But hunt, it's for the Navy revolver. There's going to be 5 different locations that you need to go to for this one, so I'll go ahead and put up a map on the screen for y'all to screenshot, or it'll be linked down below in the description. At the first location, there's going to be this little shack behind the diner with the bloody handprint on it. At the second location, there's going to be this machete stuck in the wood of this barn right here. At the third location, there's going to be a hand right here on the floor. My dumbass had it covered by this bush, but yeah, just look right here for a hand. And then for the fourth location, you'll find the words, "Can you find find me written on this wall. Now for the 5th location, there's actually a couple spots that it can spawn at. I'll throw the map up again real quick, but yeah, you just want to check locations 5A through 5E. At one of these 5 locations, you're going to find a van with some ketchup bags in the back. Anyway, the location it spawns at out of the 5 is completely random, but yeah, just be sure to check each one out. And for finding each of these 5 clues, you're going to be given $5,000 for each one. Now, you're going to get a text about someone coming to get you. So what you're going to want to do is go over to an open area and get on top of your car. I'd recommend getting a shotgun too, because why not? But yeah, homeboy's going to spawn at any time between 1900 hours and 0500 hours, so just be ready. Once he does spawn in, just take his ass out and you'll be given the Navy revolver along with $50,000. All that's left to do now is go to an open area once again and take out 50 NPCs. Just take them out regularly. It doesn't have to be headshots like earlier. But anyway, once you do this, you'll be rewarded $200,000. That plus the $25,000 for finding each clue and the $50,000 for taking out the slasher gives us a total of $275,000. Now, for the 3rd treasure hunt, it's going to be for the stone hatchet. This one's honestly more like bounty hunting more than a treasure hunt, but yeah. Anyway, you're going to want to head over to this M on your map out in Sandy Shores, and once you get there, you should get a text from Maud. After that text, just wait for a few minutes and she's going to send you an email. Open it up, take a look at the bounty, and head over to the location on the map. Once you get there, just make sure that you have headphones on because you're going to hear chimes the closer that you get to that bounty. Now, you want to make sure that when you do find the bounty that you do not kill them. Just take out a pistol and shoot them in the leg until they're injured, or shit, you could even fist fight them until they're injured if you really wanted to. But once they're injured, they're going to follow you, so just head back into a vehicle and take them back to Maud. For doing so, you'll be given $10,000. And there's a total of 5 bounties, so you'll need to repeat this 4 more times. Once all 5 bounties are taken over to Maud, a treasure chest is going to pop up on the map, and that of course is going to contain the stone hatchet inside. For this challenge, you need to get 25 kills with it, so once again, go somewhere crowded and take care of business. Anyway, for getting 25 kills with the stone hatchet, you'll be rewarded $250,000. That plus the $50,000 for capturing the 5 bounties alive comes out to $300,000. And after completing all 3 of the treasure hunts, I currently have over $1.9 million. We're pretty much almost there, you guys. We need like another $2,500 and then we'll be at the $2.2 million goal. Alright, so now I want you guys to call up Dax on your phone and request work from him. This is going to start up a fooligan job, and while this isn't exactly my favorite way to make money in GTA 5 Online, it's going to come in clutch right now, especially for when you get the acid lab, because you'll need to do 10 of them for that. But anyway, these take you about 10 to 15 minutes and they're pretty straightforward. For this one, I had to go steal a van and take it over to LS Customs to equip the remote bomb on it. Now, what I was supposed to do was take it into the Lost MC's hideout, park it there, and then blow it up after. But I don't know what the fuck I was doing, because my dumbass ran bro in the front over, like what the fuck? Anyway, I had to get off and take him out the good old fashioned way. But unfortunately, because I didn't do it the way it wanted me to, which is leaving the van in there and blowing them up, I only made $25,000. Normally, you guys are gonna make $50,000 for completing these missions, so just make sure you don't mess up like I did and you'll be fine. Next up, we're gonna do the junk energy skydives. There's gonna be 10 of these scattered on your map every day for you to check out. Now, these are a pretty unique way of making money since there's no combat in them at all. Just like the name it tells, you're gonna be skydiving through some checkpoints. But while you're doing these, you wanna keep an eye on 3 key factors here. You need to 1, go through all the checkpoints, 2, beat the part time, and 3, make sure you land accurately. For doing all of that, you're gonna be rewarded with a gold medal and $5,000. If you can manage to do that for all 10 of the junk energy skydives, you're gonna make up to $150,000. For our final money method, we're gonna actually do one more fooligan job. These have a 48-minute cooldown, but the junk energy skydives took me a little less than an hour, so by the time I was finished with them, this was good to go. For this one, I had to head over to Stab City and take out the rival boss. Obviously, there was a bunch of the Lost MC out here protecting him, so I had to take their asses out as well. Then once bro and all of his goons were taken out, I sent a picture of him over to Dax and hopped in this truck right here. All I had to do from here was take it to a drop-off, walk away, and boom, I made $50,000. Now guys, for most of y'all watching, you should now have well over $2.2 million. You're welcome. But because of that little hiccup from earlier, I was short $13,000. So because of this, I ended up doing another junk energy time trial real quick and made $52,000. And there we go. I now have over $2.2 million. Now with this money, you guys are obviously free to buy whatever you want. However, like I recommended in the beginning of this video, you guys should definitely buy a Kosatka. I mean, shit, that was kind of the whole point of this video, guiding you guys on getting a Kosatka as quickly as possible. Because with the Kosatka, you have access to the best way to make money with all of GTA 5 Online, which is the Cayo Perico heist. When doing it correctly, you can make around $1.4 to $1.8 million in an hour. However, there's a whole lot to learn about this heist and it can be kind of confusing at first. Fortunately for you, I've got a guide going over how to make the most money possible from this heist every single time that you do it. If that sounds interesting, then you'll definitely want to click on the video on screen right now.